Welcome back to Snowbound. I am your host, Ember Snow, and today I just wanted to express that I would love to have some people join the podcast, and I actually want to hear from you guys who you would like to see with me, and it would be even more interesting if there are some famous people who can actually join us. So I can give you guys like a list. This is like my dream list. It can be expanded, but I have no way of getting with these people. But if you guys do, you can like get into their social media, their Instagram, Twitter, whatever means that you can think of, so that we can get a hold of their PR agent or whomever books their podcast appearances. So you guys ready? If you have seen like some of my interviews, you may know like at least one who I really want. So here we go. One more advice: when you do approach them, just please be respectful. Make sure that your message is going to be squeaky clean. So here is my top 10 list. I've ranked them, so we're gonna go from 10. Number 10, Pauly Shore. I love his movies. I've also attended one of his stand-ups here in Vegas, and he lives here in Vegas, so that should make him more doable to get on the show. And I feel like I was starting to talk like him at some point. Like his speech rubbed off on me because I started saying crusty a lot. And yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun, and he'd be hysterical on the show, and I think that'll bring a lot of lights and colors into the show. Number 9, Jerry Cantrell. I have been listening to Alice in Chains for a while now. As a matter of fact, I actually have been to a couple of concerts. Like one was like, my goodness, I think my second rock concert or concert ever was like with Alice in Chains. And there was also this concert that Jerry Cantrell just did solo, and it was a lot more intimate because the revenue was a lot smaller, and I was actually able to get a lot closer to the stage. And I love his music. I would love to learn more about his journey throughout his career. Number 8, Chelsea Peretti. I've actually been binging on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and they're basically like some 3 female characters. I love all of them. I mean, I feel like Rosa is such a badass, and Amy is the intellectual one out of the bunch. She is such a perfectionist, and I feel like I can sometimes relate to that. But Chelsea's character, Gina, is the most unpredictable character of the bunch, and that's what makes her a lot more interesting. And I don't know, she can also be a bit of an oddball, so I think that would also make the show a lot more colorful. Number 7, David Cross. The first time that I had, like, the first exposure that I had with David Cross was actually from this movie called Alvin and the Chipmunks. He was the bad guy there. But I recently watched Mr. Show, and the second exposure that I had was like Arrested Development, but I rewatched Arrested Development Watching Mr. Show, though, made me realize just how committed he was with his craft. Like, no matter what role he's given, he commits to that character. Like, he doesn't really fuck around. Pardon my French, but yeah, rewatching Arrested Development has made me appreciate him a lot more, and yeah, this is another reason why I would love to have him on the show. Number 6, Keegan Michael Key. I am a big fan of Key and Peele. As a matter of fact, that's like one of the shows that I can rewatch over and over again. It never gets old. Like, I wish there were more episodes, but I know Peele is doing his own thing and Key is doing his own thing as well. But I watched him recently from this movie called The Predator, and he is so hilarious. It made me miss him a lot from the Key and Peele days. But yeah, I want more of him. Let's get more of him. Number 5, Elton John. One of the musical legends that I would be honored to actually be able to talk to. He's doing his final tour, so this is pretty much it. I have been curious how it's going for him, and just to learn more about his he has a long career, so I feel like there's a lot to learn from a musical legend such as him. And I'm just curious about all those stories that he might have. Number 4, Ana de Armas. I've been seeing her a lot lately, and most especially because she's doing this movie about Marilyn Monroe. It's fictional, but so far it looks pretty good. Like, I'm hooked from just seeing the trailer from it, so I'm very excited to see her. And I have like a massive girl crush. Having her on the show would be kind of hard to contain myself, if you know what I mean. Number 3, Jeremy Renner. Obviously, he's Hawkeye. It would be definitely interesting to get a Marvel character here in our show, and I'm curious what his evolution is like as Hawkeye. I'm also curious about his other projects that are upcoming, because he was phenomenal in Hurt Locker and The Town, especially The Town. That's like my favorite role that he's done so far. And I heard he's actually great as Jeffrey Dahmer as well. I haven't seen it yet, but I would definitely watch it for that serial killer theme, and just curious how Jeremy actually took that role. Number 2, Margot Robbie. If you guys know me really well and you have heard some of my interviews, you know this name was going to come up. She has been an inspiration personally ever since I've seen her from Wolf of Wall Street, and seeing that she's also responsible of the making of I, Tonya. So she's not only beautiful, but she's very talented at what she does. She takes everything in her career seriously, not just as an actress, but she expands on that by actually helping out produce some movies. So I feel like I can learn a lot from her, and that's why I want her. Number 1, Selena Gomez. I've been following her since she was a teenager. I watched her from Disney and actually watched her grow, and seeing her now from Only Murders in the Building, I feel like she's matured a lot. I know she had like a rough patch, but I'm relieved to see how she's doing now and how she's taking everything to a different level. Like, she is actually doing some charity work as well, and it's not just about it's not just because she is pretty that I want her here. I do admit that I have a massive girl crush as well on her, but I would like to know how she overcame everything that was going on with her life and to learn more about her charity work, to learn more about how she got into loving true crime documentaries. So, yeah, it would be great to learn a lot more from Selena Gomez as well. And that is all of my list. Again, we can expand on this list. It doesn't have to be just strictly these people. I'm always open to having anyone on the show, but this is, again, my dream list. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. If you do have some kind of connection with anyone I just mentioned or anyone else who you would be interested to seeing on the show, let them know. Go on their social media, tell them about the show and how much of a big fan we are, and hopefully we'll have them over. Catch you guys next time.